Welcome back to our look at the 2021 Tesla Model Y and the 1973 Plymouth Cuda. In this episode, we're going to take a look at inside both those vehicles. Now, on the inside, the Cuda is pretty typical of cars of that time period. Rally instrument cluster had all your basic needs: speedometer, tach, clock, oil, temperature, and electrical gauges, and of course a fuel gauge. Manual windows, which if you ever heard the term roll your windows down, you know where that came from. This one actually has air conditioning, and you control cabin temperature with a manual slider, either moving it from more hot or more cold. It also had manually adjustable vents. Now in 1973, you can get either an AM radio or both AM/FM radio that had a volume knob, a tuning knob, and 5 presets. And of course, if you were just a little bit mechanically savvy, you could add an underdash 8-track player. It also had an ashtray with a cigarette lighter, and that was what people used it for, not as an alternate power source. And down at the footwell, you had the hood release, the parking brake release, and of course, the little button to turn the high beams or brights on. Okay, so moving over to the Tesla, we definitely see a bit of a technology change. All you have on the dash is a large touchscreen display that is pretty much your source for all information and how you control the vehicle. The left side is the view of your vehicle and the world around it, and the right side is your navigation and everything else. The amount of things you can control is pretty amazing. Of course, Tesla has climate control, and you can set the temperature for the driver and the passenger, adjust the vent direction, all electronically from the touchscreen. You can set the high beams or brights to an automatic mode where they will recognize oncoming traffic and switch off until they pass. In the Cuda, your foot could get a workout doing that on a busy road. Like most modern vehicles, the Tesla's navigation system uses GPS to tell you where you are, give you the road view and satellite view, provide turn-by-turn directions, estimate when you will arrive and when you need to recharge, and even gives you traffic info. In the Cuda, for navigation, you had to be able to read a map, and then you had to be able to fold that map back up. For estimated arrival time, you had to do math, and to know when you had to refuel, you either had to do more math or test your bravery with how close to the E you were willing to get on the fuel gauge. Now, the Tesla also has several entertainment options. You can stream movies and TV shows. Now, you can't do that while you're driving, but it is a great way to pass time if you're waiting for someone or maybe if you're lunching in your car. You can even play classic arcade games like Asteroids. Now, in the Cuda in the 70s, if you wanted to play a game in the car, it was either license plate bingo or you had to bring something in the car with you. There's so much more we could talk about, but we want to get to part 3 where we get on the road. But here's one more thing that's interesting. Once you bought the Cuda, that was the car you had. And sure, you could modify it mechanically and cosmetically to make some changes. With the Tesla, you get periodic software updates over the internet, some that bring new capability, and you can even make the car faster with a simple software upgrade you order from your smartphone. Well, that'll wrap us up for our look inside these two vehicles. Stay tuned for part 3 where we get out on the road.